We finally have the brand new suits for Super Sentai, and it is Bakaru Sentai or Bakuage Sentai BoonBoomger, which to me just sounds like your boomer. Like, I just feel like that's what it kind of says. Now, I want to kind of talk about this and kind of give it a little bit of shit, give it a little bit of praise, because I am not a huge fan of these. Now, the suits look all right. It's just the helmets, and we're going to take a brand new look at them. I will state this, I really like it says coming Boon. I think that's actually quite a funny thing. So kind of perfect on that one. Now, I thought these were all fake. I thought this was another like AI image thing, that something had leaked or whatever. But obviously it's in the paper for the new one, and it says coming Boon, which again, I think is quite an interesting thing. I wanted to kind of talk about a lot of stuff and kind of let's go over all of this. Now again, what is this here? A star. Maybe that kind of links in with something, or maybe it doesn't. But it's very kind of weird when you've got all of this together and then all of a sudden you've got a star there. So maybe that could be something. Now, I do think here, like, I like this because this reminds me very much of America and stuff like that. So I obviously know it's going to be Japan. It'd be very interesting if they decided to say, hey, this isn't set in Japan. This is actually set in their version of America or something. But it gives me very much American vibes. And also the car as well. It looks very kind of a muscle car. I don't know if it is. If it is a muscle car, please let me know in the comments. But yeah, I think this is really cool. When I first saw this poster, I generally thought that this reminded me of like Fast and the Furious quite a lot. So when seeing this, I was like, damn, that's actually really cool. And it does give off the Fast and the Furious vibes. Now, if they don't obviously talk about it or say, man, we're family, then opportunity wasted. You have an entire year, BoonBoomger. Still think it sounds like a boomer. Okay, so we're going to look down and work our way up, and I'll give my kind of thoughts on the helmets. Now, first of all, I really don't like these sneakers. Like, it's really cool that they're color-coded, color-coded, sorry. I think that looks really cool. I think that's actually a unique thing. But this just reminds me of, like, Sonic the Hedgehog from, like, Sonic Adventure or Sonic Adventure. Just running around at the speed of sound. Sonic 2, that was it. Sonic Adventure 2. But yeah, I don't really like this. I mean, obviously, you've got the wheels on both sides. I would have hated it if they just had one wheel and then it wasn't on each, but you know, gathering from blue, because obviously you can't see it pink and you definitely can't see it on red. But I just feel like these are space age, like astronaut shoes, or as I said, Sonic. Now, I do like the armor plated. I think this looks really cool, and I like that it's kind of brought into this. I think it looks absolutely fine, and that's a really good aesthetic. Now, the morphers look very much like Kira Major, so I'm guessing that because it's going to sit with a car theme, it's going to basically rev up or something. I think the morph is way too big, but you know, I'm going to wait for the memorial version if this is a good Sentai or not. If not, I don't care. So you've got the kind of racing gloves that you can see here, and then obviously you can see there. And again, this very reminds me of like a Formula One type thing. The suit part here looks all right, I think. But I want to say, before we talk about the helmets, like people who gave the Cosmic Fury suits for looking bland and boring and muscle suits, these suits pretty much aren't that great either. So if anyone's going to come and be like, oh my god, like, you know, Cosmic Fury sucks compared to the brand new Sentai, it's going to be like, man, really? Like, there's hardly any proper detail on these costumes whatsoever. Again, you've got a belt buckle, which again looks like a kind of looks like a seat belt, which again, that's pretty cool. I'll give them that. Now, I am not a big fan of the helmets. I don't have a problem with the lips because I generally don't mind that. I like Zeo, and these kind of at first gave me more of a Zeo vibe, but I just don't really like the spin on the wheels. Like, you know, I imagine that it's going to be depending on what car they drive, because obviously you can see here would be reds right there. But I think that if it was me, I would have designed these a little bit better. I would have brought these in a little bit more, so the helmet kind of, it merges with it better, rather than here's the helmet, boom, you know, here's the extra part. And yeah, I would have brought that in, made this smaller, so it kind of fits in. I would have turned the black into red as well. I think that works well because it would go with the helmet. So this would be red, this would be blue, this would be pink. But yeah, like I just don't like the fact that at least these two helmets look okay, but this one absolutely doesn't. I think what it reminds me of, at least with red, is it looks like it's Starro or something from DC Comics, where it's literally on the face, and I kind of really don't like it. Starro or something, like it doesn't really kind of sit well, and that's just the one thing that it reminds me of. So yeah, like once you kind of see it, you can't unsee it. Yeah, so I'm not. And like obviously you've got on the back, like you'll have wheels. So we don't know if they're on there, but you've got that kind of wheel-esque thing there. But yeah, like even on the pink, like I think pink looks a little bit better than like say blue or whatnot. But I'm not really kind of feeling this whatsoever. I thought the King Oja suits weren't that great after I saw them on screen. But I much prefer them over this. And I definitely prefer the Cosmic Fury suits over this. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. What are your thoughts? What do you think about this? Are you excited for this or are you not? Let me know down below in the comments. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think the Sixth Ranger is going to look like? Oh God, like, could you imagine if like the Sixth Ranger comes in and he's like that, but he's got like a hood ornament or something, like, you know, like BMW or something. It's just a little kind of hood ornament on it. Oh man, if that's the case, I've called it there. But yeah, I'm not a really big fan of these. The suits look all right. Like the suit, like this part down here, not the helmets. The helmets are absolute wank. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. What are your thoughts? Let me know down below in the comments. Thank you very much for listening and watching. I really do appreciate it. If you want to check out the Patreon as well as the channel memberships, that would be absolutely great. Thank you very much for listening and watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. I want to say a big thank you to all my Patreon supporters, and I wanted to shout out Kimona Cat, Kira Stanada, Micah Baldwin. Your help goes a long way to help support the channel, and if you want to help support the channel, the links to my Patreon and channel memberships are listed below in the description.
あらあら、チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。以下のリンクから商品を入手することができます。